Yes, audiobooks are real books with Nicole Wallace.
Hi, my name is Nicole Wallace. I am a teacher-librarian in the Souk School District, SD62, in Victoria, BC. And I have been a teacher-librarian for a number of years now at the middle school level, and prior to that I was a middle school teacher. For the last 3 years, I have been doing work with audiobooks because I love reading and I really want my students to like reading too.
What inspired your research?
Something that we've noticed as students get to the middle school level, the interest in reading drops dramatically. It's not cool anymore. And so students don't want to read because they are focused on other things. And so I've been wanting to find a way to get students more interested and engaged in reading. And personally, I listen to audiobooks. I love listening to them in the car, and I listen to them with my kids. And I wondered, were audiobooks possibly a way that I could get students interested in reading, where they didn't have to hold a physical book and they didn't have to feel like they had to work to listen to a story? So I applied for an inquiry grant from my school district, and so this project has been funded by my school district for the last couple of years with generous grants to buy audiobooks and buy devices for students to listen to audiobooks, all with the essential question of, would listening to audiobooks have an effect on reluctant readers?
What was your inquiry process?
The way I started was I purchased tablets and purchased a whole bunch of audiobooks. I asked students what they wanted to listen to, and I purchased those. We use Sora by Overdrive, and so we can also tap into what the public library owns for audiobooks. And I just got devices into students' hands because I really wanted to get them listening. And so this has been done partly for individual, independent choice reading. We've also used it for lit circles. And so when students in particular classes needed to participate in literature circles with their peers, but they were not able to access texts at the same level as their peers, we purchased copies of the audiobooks for them to be able to listen to so that they could still engage with their peers.
What did you learn?
Although this really started as how can I help students become readers? I just wanted students to like reading. And what it really turned into was an equity issue. I wanted students to like reading, but what I realized was that by using only traditional texts or stereotypical traditional alternatives, such as the high-low books or graphic novels, that we weren't meeting all students' needs, because there are a lot of students who are simply not capable of accessing texts at the same level as their peers. And I started wondering, why are we putting these roadblocks in front of them when we just want them to engage with books? We don't want them to turn off of reading and become non-readers for the rest of their lives because they've had these negative experiences. And so what it came down to for me was, what is the purpose of the reading experience? If the purpose of the reading experience is to enjoy reading, then why not offer an audiobook? If the purpose of the reading experience is to have a shared reading experience with peers where you have experienced the same book and you can have conversations and talk about the plot and talk about the characters and make connections, why not offer an audiobook? The only reason you would not offer an audiobook is if the purpose of the reading experience is reading instruction or decoding instruction. Absolutely, that's when we should be using print, text only. However, if we are trying to have students enjoy reading and they're not capable of accessing that print text, why are we not giving them what they need to be on the same level as their peers? That's what equity is all about.
What was the response from other teachers?
So over the past few years, I've had a number of teachers collaborate on this project with me, and every teacher has come back with positive feedback. Every teacher said that they saw increased engagement in their students who listened to audiobooks. They had students who would never touch a book before become excited about silent reading time, and they couldn't wait. Can I get my tablet out? I really want to keep listening to my story. And students who would finish their work and want to get their tablet out again so that they could keep listening to their story. And so all reactions from teachers were just positive feedback. The students were engaged, the students were listening to stories, they were enjoying stories. The students who would never and had never finished a book all year long participated in their literature circle successfully, finished books successfully, and they felt proud of themselves and they were able to engage, and it became a positive experience for those students rather than another negative experience related to books for those students.
Let's hear what students had to say.
I like audiobooks because they help me understand the book better, and I find reading text in my head pretty difficult and challenging, and hearing the words out loud helps me comprehend the book better.
I like audiobooks because I can change the speed of it to either be slower or faster so I can understand it better.
I like listening to audiobooks because I can listen to books that I can't read by myself.
I like listening to audiobooks because it's easier than reading.
I feel like books are like an escape to another reality, and more so audiobooks because you can just close your eyes and listen, and it's easier to imagine yourself in this fictional world, and I find it very relaxing and fun.
What do you think? Leave us a comment and let us know how you're using audiobooks in the classroom.